Had to stream. There I am, just like magic. All right. Well, this is kind of a farewell for a while. I won't be making any YouTube videos for the next 8 to 9 to 10 days. Who knows? Somewhere in that ballpark range. So, and I'm not waiting for it to, you know, get up the numbers. Uh, I don't have anybody watch me right now. One person, unless that's me, is watch me. Um, yeah, I'm leaving for a cruise for 8 days. It's first time on the MSC cruise line. They're a relatively new cruise line to the United States. They've been operating in Europe for a while. They're a big shipping company, so they started the cruise industry with their feet on the ground running because they already had tons of cash flow and resources to manage a cruise line because they manage one of the biggest shipping companies in the world. So that's MSC. Don't know what MSC stands for, but that's MSC. It'll be the first time on that cruise line. It'll be the first time a cruise up more than 6 days. I usually go on 5 to 6 day cruises. This is an 8 day cruise. It'll be the first time to Belize. It'll be the first time to another private island that they own a private island. And it's not just like last time where we went to supposed to be a private island, but it's really just a part of an island. It's a big beach. And that wasn't a private island. But this one really is a private island. It's south of Bimini. It's part of the Bimini cluster of islands. And I don't know the name of it right offhand. I could look at it for you. And then we're sailing to Belize. Let me go over the itinerary. That could be interesting to you who've never cruised before, or if you have cruised before. I know Nick's going to be upset because, he loves to worry about what I'm doing. But anyway, enough said about Nick. He'll probably talk about me and say things because he knows I won't be able to talk back for him to 8 days. That's fine. Everybody can see through his crap. So on Sunday, we're leaving out of Port Canaveral, which is right near Cocoa Beach. On Monday, I'll be in Nassau, Bahamas, which I was there back in November, early November, if you remember. So it'll be a second. Then I go to Ocean Cay Marine Reserve, which is an island owned by MSC. It was an island. It was actually a place where they used to harvest sand or something. I don't know. Something like that. And then they turned into an island. Used to do something there. And MSC bought it. It's a man-made island. Not very big, but big enough. And then I have a day at sea. See, that would be Tuesday. And I'd be at the Ocean Cay. You can look it up. There's YouTube videos about it. If you're interested to know what Ocean Cay is, if that interests you at all. So then I'll have a day at sea on Wednesday. On Thursday, I'll be in Belize, at Belize City. Be my first time to Belize. I'm going to have my passport stamped there. And then, so Friday, I'll be in Cozumel. Now it'll be, see, 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll be my 5th time going to Cozumel. I'll probably get off the boat, go buy some tequila, and then get back on the boat. The one thing about going to ports you've been before, don't be discouraged. You're going to take your second or third cruise and you're going to a place, I've already been there before, because you can stay on the ship. You know what's cool when everybody gets off the ship, like in Nassau? I really don't even have any need to go to Nassau. So I'll stay on the ship. Well, There's no lines for anything because most people are off the ship, and they still all everything's open. The buffet's still open on the ship. The burger place still open. There might be a few bars closed, you know, and staff does training during that time when the ship's empty mostly, but there's still stuff you can do. You don't have to worry about, I don't go in the pool if there's a bunch of kids in there. I just don't do that. But when the ship's in port, there's not gonna be no kids there. You get in the pool, get in the hot tub. I don't really do hot tubs anymore after my wife got an infection at the health club. But that's Cozumel, and then we have a day at sea, and then we're back in port on Sunday. So it's Sunday through Sunday. They call it an 8-day cruise, but one day is you're getting on the boat. The other days you're getting off the boat. I don't really ever count those, especially the one you're getting off, because you get up, you have breakfast, and then you're getting off the ship. And then on the day you get on the ship, you get on. You might be a little bit before or after lunch, and you just get acquainted with the ship, wait till your room's ready. Once your room's ready, go to your room, get your sailing sign card, all that kind of things. But it's going quite a ways. It's going from Orlando all the way to Belize. It doesn't go like a lot of them go through the Gulf of Mexico from Houston or New Orleans or Mobile or Tampa. I expect those ships to go to Belize. But this one comes all the way. Not even Miami would be closer, but hell, I'm not complaining. We don't get a sea day until our first sea day is day 4. So usually your first sea day is the first day after you get on the ship, and then you have a sea day. They're going right into Nassau, so they'll be steaming at night, heading to Nassau. They leave around 4 or 5, maybe 6. Yeah, a lot of times, like while you're eating dinner, that's usually when the ship leaves. So I always miss that because we always have early dining. So I usually miss the ship leaving. I don't know how they're doing the dining on this one. I like Carnival because you have your assigned seat. You just go to the dining room, go sit down, and all that. This one, I don't know how they're doing it. So, because I was Royal Caribbean once, and Royal Caribbean, each night you could sit somewhere else every night. I like to get to know the people I'm sitting with, and you get conversations. So the first day is kind of awkward. You don't know them, they don't know you. But then second, third day, you get to know them a little more. And I like that interaction. I know this is boring to some of you people, but I'm just on here to let everybody know that, I won't be around and for a little while. And that's why. And it's not because I left or anything. It's just because I'm going cruising, and I'll make plenty of videos. I'm bringing 2 of my GoPro cameras. I don't have any really nice cameras, but GoPro, I'll take some on my phone. And that's that. I'm already packed. We got to take her dog to a boarding place. She likes it, though. She likes those people there. She don't like the other dogs, but she likes the people there. So their dog will be fine. I hired a kid from down the street. He's going to feed and water my rabbits. Little prayers, because I'm a little nervous about that. I don't want to come back, my rabbits starved to death or something. I want to make sure that he does it. So you guys, if you're the praying type or something, pray that my rabbits and chickens get taken care of. I brought some art supplies with me, so I'm going to do some artwork. I don't know how much time I have. Plenty of time. May not. Now, it was supposed to be a cruise with me, my wife, and my mother. Last week, my mother fell and broke her kneecap. The cruise line, you can't change anything 30 days before the sailing. So she couldn't get a refund. So unfortunately, she can't go. Her doctor's not going to let her travel. She's laid up. Her spirits are good. And she just wants me and my wife to enjoy it. I'm not going to enjoy it as much knowing my mom can't come along. But I know I'll be able to drink a little more knowing that my mom ain't coming along. I shouldn't say that, but she gets on my case every time I drink. You know, my dad had a problem drinking, so she's like, "You need to slow down." I've only had one beer, Mom. No, she doesn't do it that bad, but there was one time I had a beer and a couple shots of tequila. And I was all the way at the back of the ship. This is on Royal Caribbean. I was up in this big panoramic viewing area. And I was just relaxing, watching the ocean. It was our last sea day, and the next day we were getting off. And my mom and my mother went to the spa, so I was just sitting there by myself having a good time. My mom shows up. You know, when you have a couple drinks, you don't feel like you're drunk. You know, that's probably why people get DUIs, I guess. Oh, I don't feel drunk at all. And you're actually sloshing. But my mom's like, "You're hammered," and I'm like, "No, I'm fine. I'm fine." Oh, I was like, "No, no, Mom. Moms will always be your mom, even if you're in your 50s. I'm 60 years old. My mom's still my mom. She'll still lecture me, and she still has. I respect my mom, and I give her authority on me a little bit. You know, she gets on my case about having too many drinks when I really don't think I had too many drinks. You know, I just take it. Okay, Mom. You know, that's how it is. But my mom isn't with me this time, so the only thing is I want to feel guilty about getting a couple drinks. 'Cause that's what cruising is all about to me. You do things you don't normally do when you're at home. You know, I don't normally have more than one drink if I have a drink at night. I'm on a cruise. I might have a drink for lunch. I might even have a Bloody Mary for breakfast, or actually Bloody Maria is what I like. It's with tequila instead of vodka and lime instead of lemon. So you make a Bloody Mary same way you make a Bloody Mary, but you substitute the tequila or the vodka for tequila and the lemon for a lime. And that's a Bloody Maria. Just so that you know, and now you know, and knowing's half the battle. I got 4 people watching, nobody making comments, but hey, you know, I don't have to make any comments. I'm just playing around. This is the first live on this channel, and I've been going for 12 minutes. Uh, um, and my rabbits are doing fine. I bred 2 the other day, and we're going to see what comes out with those babies. You know, I didn't breed them with the right color, so we're going to see. A lot of them might be rabbits for meats or pet, and there might not be any show quality rabbits out of either one of those breedings. I bred a red. Reds are very hard to breed with to get good. There's only certain colors are allowed, like Rex rabbits. I don't have my book because I packed it, but I got my perfection book, and it have Rexes. Let's see. What's his name? I ain't gonna look it up. I'll just you know what I'm talking about. You've heard some other videos. I got reds, and I got broken red, but it's just called broken. Broken's the spotted ones. Then there's the tries. I don't know if tries are broken or try. Tries when they have 3 colors. I'm trying to breed for 3 colors. I got the right rabbits to do that, and I might produce some tries. And try rabbits are people love those, and hopefully, you know, make a little money for my rabbitry. When I sell rabbits, most time I put in for, you know, building cages and stuff, and I need to do that. But you know, this is also because it's getting towards the end of the season. Spring is right around the corner, and I don't want any breeding. I don't want any pinky rabbits. So I call them pinky, even though they're not all pink. Usually, the more fairy colored ones are pink. It's before they have their fur. And if they're dark, they'll be some are black. They'll be spotted, or they'll be pink if they're a lighter color rabbit. And they don't have any fur. Well, they're very, very vulnerable to some things. They're vulnerable to the elements, to too much heat, too much coldness, so they stay covered until they get their fur, and then their eyes open, they'll start venturing out. But when they're in that pink phase, ants can get them, and ant bites will kill them. Because we have these, we didn't have them in Georgia, but we have them like crazy down here in Alabama, in my part of Alabama, and they're these little tiny ants. Some people said they're red carpet ants, or they're called I don't know what they're called. There's tiny ants that bite, and they'll leave blisters. I don't know if I have any scars left from them. They're pretty much healed up this season. By this summer, I'll have little bites all over my arm, my hand, because I'm out there working with the rabbits. I got to clean out the rabbitry today. I want to clean it. I don't want the guy come over here to, feed my rabbits, and the rabbitry's all the poop trays are full of poop and stuff. So I'll fill that. I'll empty out all the poop trays, and then I dump the rabbit poo on my yard. I have a big patch because the people who used to live here used to park in the front yard, and they used to drive there, and they had this one area where there's no grass growing, and it's just sand. Well, grass will grow in sand, but I want to give that an extra boost to help the grass grow. So I've been dumping the rabbit poo out there. Rabbit poo can, if I'm watching my rabbit videos, you can throw rabbit poo right out onto your garden, right out onto your lawn. It's not like compost. It's not like chicken poo. Chicken poo has to be composted. You can't just take chicken poop and throw it on your garden, and it'll just burn your garden up with all the nitrates. But rabbit poo is called a cold fertilizer, which means it can be put directly on your garden. So I take the rabbit poo and put it in my wagon. My wagon's a dump wagon. I dump it out in my yard, and my yard's getting greener and greener. And people are like, how did you get your yard so green? I use rabbit poo. So there are benefits to rabbits other than just meat and showing rabbits. Their waste is very valuable to me. My garden is as good as it is because of using the rabbit waste, and so great benefits there. Corky has been wanting me to come on his 5:00 show. Now I have to explain something. I know that Nerdy Diggler said I was pussy whipped. I spend that time with my wife. See, well, today's gonna be a little different, but most days I cook dinner, okay, and I start around 5:00 or 4:30. Okay, I do all the dishes, get all the dishes done. I do leave my dishes overnight. I do them around 2 or 3 o'clock after I've done all my outdoor chores. And then after dinner, I'm done for the day. And other than putting my dinner stuff away, and me and my wife watch TV, and we've been watching the Stargate SG-1 marathon. Both of us are big fans of that show, even though I've been poking holes in their scientific stuff, but still having fun there. So that's my routine. I don't go off of that because me and my wife share that time together. Once I cook dinner, me and my wife have dinner together, and then we might have a cocktail while we're watching TV, and I may make some popcorn, and we'll watch TV until 9 o'clock, and then we both go to bed. But sometimes she'll go to bed, and sometimes I'm just not tired, and I don't go to bed until later, or vice versa. Sometimes 9 o'clock, man, I'm beat and I'm ready to go to bed. Depends on how busy I was. I'm going to be pretty busy today. I think I'm going to sleep good. I got a lot to do. Don't really even have time to make this video, and I might even make another video showcasing one of my rabbits, but this is a live, and I don't do lives very long, but I've been needing to do that. So, and I don't see anybody showing up. My channel is still pretty small yet. But I do have coffee. I forgot all about that. I'm going to bring one of my Yetis with me on my cruise. Not this one. This is a black one. If you have a black one or a blue one, I try to tell my wife, she takes her blue one with her. But I have an orange one that's not Yeti. It's another brand, but it's just as good as Yeti. Except it doesn't have a little magnet thing, which I've already lost the magnet on this one. But it's just as good as Yeti. And it's orange. Well, how many people have orange cups like this? Not too many. So I'm always worried that I'm going to leave my cup somewhere and someone else is going to grab it thinking it's theirs. So, I'm bringing my own Yeti cup. And I'm going to pack another dress shirt and a tie and another dress pants. My wife wants to dress up for dinner more than just what we usually do, the elegant night. Now I only got 2 people watching, but after this video is done, I'm sure some people will watch it as long as it's not too long. So that's what's going on. That's a day in the life of Darren. This is a busy day because tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. we're heading out, which is later than usual. When I go on a cruise like out of New Orleans, we leave the day of the cruise. We're leaving the day before. We're driving down to Orlando. I'm staying the night in Orlando, and then Sunday morning I'm heading over to Cape Canaveral or Port Canaveral, and going to park our car, and then we're going to get on the cruise ship. 10:30 is our embarkation time. You get an embarkation time. That's what time they tell you to arrive. But, if you arrive too early for your embarkation, you're going to have to wait until your time. But if you arrive later than that, it's not a big deal. Some people arrive later, so they're not having to wait in the long lines. In the morning, that's when the long lines are. So. But I don't care about waiting in line to get on the boat. Going to all the checks and checking our IDs and, checking our luggage and all that kind of stuff, just like going to the airport. They don't really check your luggage. You turn your main luggage in, it's your carry-ons, they check that. Do the radar, go through the metal detectors and all that kind of stuff. That's when you get on the ship usually. Before that, you got to go through different stations. Like if you're going to certain ships will have requirement that you have to have a passport. And some ships, you don't need a passport, depending on where it's going. If going to Mexico or the Bahamas, you don't need a passport. If it's going to Belize, you may or may not need a passport. I don't know. Cuba for sure needed a passport. That's what I'm up to. I know I repeated myself with the live video and all that. I'm just here to say that I'm out to have a good time. And I think I'm going to stop at 25 minutes, and I'm almost there. Sorry there was no comments, but that's to be expected on a channel that doesn't have that many views. And maybe my friend Blue usually, he comes in, he usually says something, but he'll have to watch this video later on. And hopefully Corky watches it and he realizes that I just I can't make 5 o'clock. And I don't want to go on his show anyway and be lectured. And, only hear his version and his, his of what happened with his house deal. I don't even want to talk about that with him. And he wants to tell me how me making videos about him is preventing him from getting a job. And I'm here to say that isn't true. Because if they're going to look through his social media, they've already looked at his criminal record. So it don't even matter what they say about him in social media at that point. So I don't think that has any bearing on him not being able to get a job. Just saying. And usually they don't look for videos about someone. They look for type of things that person posts. They look at Facebook mostly. They don't Google a person's name. They'll try to find their Facebook page and see what kind of things they post. If they post threatening things or like extremists, right-wing extremists, left-wing extremists kind of stuff. That's what they're looking for when they look at social media. They're not looking for how goofy you are on YouTube. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. So you guys have a good day and a better tomorrow.